Hi, and welcome to terryscookbook.com. My name is Terry Searcy, and welcome back to my blog. I wanted to talk about your lettuce, your iceberg, or your romaine. We talked about your wilted arugula in the blog before this one, and I want to talk about what might be happening to your iceberg or romaine. If it is starting to go, this is a dish that my mom got off a Minute Rice box when I was a kid, so this is years and years ago, and it ended up working out really, really well. What you're going to need is I have liquid aminos. You can use coconut aminos. Some people are saying, what is that? It's basically like a soy sauce. These are gluten-free for those who are gluten-free. If you're looking and you go, oh, I really don't have any soy sauce, you probably do. Those little packets that you get when you order Chinese food, I keep those in the motorhome as an emergency backup with a little Parmesan cheese and little chili flakes, because those come in handy just as spices when I'm cooking. So check your drawer out, see if you have any of those little packs of soy sauce. Lemons, so this is a good time to use your lemons that are starting to get a little soft. You're going to need at least a cup of rice. It can be any rice. It can be jasmine. It can be minute rice. It can be brown rice. It doesn't matter what you have, about a cup of that. You're going to need a couple of little pieces of garlic, a little bit of onion, some chicken, and your lettuce. What I did here is, you're probably wondering why I have so much lettuce. This is from my garden here. But this one I already cut up. So once again, let me just remind you from my previous blog about lettuce, if you use a plastic knife, it's not going to turn brown. If you use a metal knife, it will start to brown. So when I shred this lettuce, I'm going to cut it all the way down so I don't waste any of it. Again, this is about not wasting so we don't have to go to the grocery store so often. So I'm going to cut this until about right there, to where it's all the way to the base and I have nothing else to do. I'm going to throw that in my compost or give it to one of our animals. Some of you may just want to throw that out. Okay. What I have here is chicken. I already cleaned it. I already washed it. I took off most of the fat. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in my pot. My pot is not full of anything. So I'm going to put that in my pot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to boil this first to the point that I can shred the chicken once it's cooled. And I'm going to add cold water to this, so when I start boiling it. And with the remaining water, that's what I'm going to use to cook the rice with. So I'm going to put about 3 little things of garlic in there, whatever you have, a pinch of salt, and I'm going to put about the onion and about a tablespoon of aminos, or if you have soy sauce in there, and put some cold water. I have enough cold water just barely to cover the top. All right, well, now I'm going to tilt it forward. Now you're not going to see it's the top. Anyway, just to barely cover the top, because like I said, I'm going to use this water to do the rice with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this boil to the point that the chicken, I can shred it. All right, we'll be back. Welcome back. I know some of you might be hearing a little noise, and this is your first time to my blog, and I know many of you who have been continuing seeing my blog. This is just a reminder. This is our little bird Sancho. He's a larakeet in the back, and that's the noise you hear. So he was quiet in the first part. All right, I saw an email. I had somebody ask me to show them again how to save lettuce. So if I have just a wet towel, I have my Ziploc bag, and I just kind of put that in there. And as I Ziploc it, I push down to make sure that all the air is out. Your kids can definitely help you, I'm sure, if they would like that. All right, that's it. That's what my lettuce looks like when I save it. The wet towel just kind of keeps it moist, and it lasts a lot longer this way. So that's how you save lettuce. All right, my chicken is done, and I went ahead and shredded the chicken. So there you have the chicken. And with this, I'm going to get some lemon, squeeze it in there. If you have this little tool here, you can use that. All right. If not, you can just use your hands. I use a lot of Morton seasoning salt. I carry that in our motorhome. I have it all over in the kitchen because I like it. It's a really good seasoning. It's a simple seasoning. You can use non-salt seasoning. And again, if you have a little bit of soy sauce, if you want to use your aminos, if you want to use tamari, if you want, any of those people who use the tamari or the aminos know what that is. If you use soy sauce, you know what that is. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there. That way the chicken is marinating a little bit. So now I have my chicken and my lettuce. I have the broth from the chicken. So follow whatever directions from the rice that you have. Mine says to heat up and bring it to a boil, and then I'm supposed to toss in my rice. Once it comes back to a boil, then I'm supposed to lower it to a simmer and let it cook for 15 minutes. So that's what I'm going to be doing on my rice. Again, whatever you might have, you have minute rice, brown rice, jasmine, cook it any way that you're supposed to be preparing it. Just make sure that you use the chicken broth that we had. And mine almost came up to 2 cups. By the time I was done boiling it, I was just short about a 1/4 cup. I just added some water to it, so that's fine. Make sure that you skim off anything that might have come off from the chicken. So there might be some brown foam on there. You want to make sure you take that off from there. Mine didn't have that, so I didn't have to worry about it. All right, my water's boiling. I'm going to pour my rice in, stir that. I'm going to let it come back to a boil again, and then I'm going to put it down to a simmer, and we will be back for the last part. Welcome back. My rice is now finished cooking, so I'm going to put that right here. I have my chicken that I added. I squeezed some lemon. I added a little bit more soy sauce, amino, tamari, whatever you may have. I add a little bit of the Morton seasoning salt. If you have salt and pepper, whatever kind of seasoning salt you'd like to add to that, that's fine. I can go ahead and remove this. And my rice is all done. I don't know if my husband can see that or not. Okay, he's nodding yes. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my chicken, since it was marinating in that little bit of squeezed lemon. And I know this is going to sound kind of odd, but you serve this with the hot rice and the chicken that's going to be warmed up by the rice with the lettuce. This is my brother Jimmy's favorite dish. In fact, this is what my mom would always make him for his birthday, because this was his absolute favorite dish. And it is really simple to make. I know it took us a little bit of time because we made the broth separate. You can keep this in your refrigerator. Most people, whether they're traveling in their motorhomes or here at home, most people have rice, have chicken. It's not real hard there, and I love this. In fact, I made dinner for my family today, but I'm not gonna have what they're eating. This is what I'm gonna have for dinner. I always like adding an extra squeeze of lemon and soy sauce. Remember, look for those packets that you might have hanging around inside your drawers, because that's always a great thing to do. It is actually a pretty nice dish. It's healthy, and we loved it as kids, so hopefully you and your family will enjoy it as much as we did, and as much as my brother Jimmy loves this dish. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you back at terryscookbook.com.